Hello, my name is Mr. Turkin, and I am the 6th through 12th grade band director at South Seneca. First off, I hope you had a healthy and safe summer. During last spring's school building closure, one of the things that I missed the most was getting to see all of the student musicians every day and being able to make music together. Throughout this summer, myself and countless other music directors throughout the world have eagerly awaited the release of findings from an international performing arts study looking at how to safely return to being able to perform together and the steps and precautions we need to take. As we prepare to begin this school year, the music department has been working with our administrators in creating a plan to safely be able to return to having band and chorus rehearsals together. As you can imagine, band will look a little different this year. We will be spaced further apart, we will be wearing band-specific PPE, but we will still make music together. Our focus this year will be a combined look at both ensemble work and an increased focus on developing more confidence in our individual musicianship and skills on our instruments. The purpose of this video is to give you a look at many of the health and safety precautions we will be taking to keep all of our musicians and teachers safe this school year. Everything in this video is contained and elaborated in a document that will be shared with parents and students detailing all of our rehearsal protocols. Rehearsals will be a little bit different this year in that we will be rehearsing in the auditorium. There are spaces marked out in the auditorium that are 12 feet apart for any wind and brass musicians. When looking at the picture, you will see that there are black chairs in every aisle and some in the front pit area of the auditorium. These will be where our musicians will sit during rehearsal. The chairs will be wiped down after each rehearsal to prepare for the next ensemble using the space. Students will enter our rehearsal space in the lower audience level doors closest to the auditorium stage doors. When finished with a rehearsal, students will leave in the rear auditorium doors. All instruments will be stored in the auditorium. Each ensemble will have a designated location for the students to store their instruments throughout the day. On one side of the stage will be for 8th grade and high school bands. They will put their instruments on the floor. And the other side of the stage, 6th grade band will place their instruments on the floor, and 7th grade band will place their instruments on top of the stage. Students will be rented out a folding wire music stand for their use this year. This wire music stand is expected to come to school every day that your child has rehearsal, and it is expected to be brought home so that they may practice. This stand will be clearly labeled with your child's name on it so that they are only taking their own stand. All woodwind and brass instruments will have to have a bell covering made of fabric that will fit on the front of their instrument. Wind and brass players will also be required to wear a specialty band mask, which has a slit or an opening in it to allow the student musician to reach their mouthpiece. A band mask might look like this, or it might look something like this. As students enter our rehearsal space, they'll be expected to grab their instrument and their folding music stand and report directly to their assigned area. At that point, they should get their instrument out, and then and only then should they remove their regular mask and put on their band mask. When finished with the rehearsal, students should immediately take their band mask off, place it in their case, and put their regular mask on. After doing that, they may put their instrument back in its case and return the instrument to its storage area in the auditorium. At the beginning of every rehearsal, every brass player will be given a portion of a puppy training pad for them to empty their water key over. When brass players have to empty their water key, it is very important to do so ever so gently, not to forcefully push air through the instrument, and let the condensation naturally fall out. When finished with the rehearsal, brass players will need to take their own water key pad back to the garbage can in the rear of the rehearsal space to dispose of. You should only be touching your own, no one else's. All percussionists will be expected to have their own pair of drumsticks that are clearly labeled with your name. This is to make sure that you and only you are using your own sticks. All percussionists will also be expected to have a practice pad. Some of you may already have one, and some of you may not. It is very important for you to let me know that, so I can get you an instrument rental contract, and you can have one for the whole year, which will be expected to come back and forth to every rehearsal for you to use. Throughout the year, percussionists may be expected to play auxiliary percussion instruments, use mallets for our school-owned percussion instruments, or grab a stand for their practice pad so they may better play in rehearsal. All of these items will be located in the auditorium in a bucket or a bin labeled clean. The student may then take whatever item or items they will need for the duration of the rehearsal. Following the rehearsal, they will be expected to put those sticks, mallets, instruments, practice pad stands in a bin or bucket marked used. This will allow me to know what needs to be disinfected before the next rehearsal and the next group of students. I would like to formally thank the South Seneca School District and the Falcon Music Boosters for their incredible support in making sure that we can equip all of our band students with the materials they need to perform safely together. As we are purchasing and making much of the band-specific PPE, we will not be playing our instruments in the school building just yet. Our playing will have more of a home focus through playing check-ins and assignments at the start of the year. I want to make sure that we can take every precaution we can before jumping back into rehearsing. Thank you as always for your support of the music program at South Seneca, and I look forward to making music with you soon.